So now that you can see God's provision from a different angle in your business, it's about training your eyes to look beyond the balance sheet. Hey there, family. Gabrielle here, daughter of the Almighty, mom to two amazing kids, and a Yorkie named Luna. Also, I'm a fellow Christian business owner. If you're ready to say yes to financial clarity and exchange chaos for calm, you're in the right place. We're diving deep into strong faith, practical stewardship, and savvy bookkeeping. All right, family, grab your coffee and your notebook. Let's talk about God, business, and getting those books in order. Welcome back, family, to another episode of God and Grace Bookkeeping. So, today's conversation, we're going to be talking about seeing. Yes, you heard me, seeing. Specifically, how do we train ourselves to see God's provision in the very place we usually only see our own sweat and struggle? Maybe our bookkeeping reports, bookkeeping podcast, right? So we know God is the source. We've talked about that foundational truth, but now how do we prove it to ourselves in the tangible, transactional records of our business? So it's a habit of recognition. It starts with what you file. So here's a scenario. So when you reconcile your bank account, what is the fastest emotion you feel? Usually it's either stress, if it's a whole lot and you've been letting it pile up, tis tis, or you're prideful. You're like, whew, I did that. All right. So today, let's ask ourselves, can that moment, that particular moment of just reconciling our bank accounts, become a moment of financial Thanksgiving? Ooh, huh. We in October, guys. Thanksgiving next month. This is the season, right? So I want to talk about the ability of the practical recognition, right? So it's first brought to us in Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 18, and it says, "But remember that the Lord your God gives you the power to gain wealth in order to confirm his covenant he swore to your father as it is today." The beginning of that line. But remember that the Lord your God gives you the power to gain wealth. This didn't say you have the power to gain wealth. God gives you the ability to gain it, right? So this isn't just about your gross income. Let's think about the gift of the ability to even gain wealth, right? It's about recognizing the low cost expenses and the high value inputs that God provided, right? So let's use an example here. Let's look at your marketing expenses. I love using marketing because as a business, especially as a small business, that's a very important cost that we may or may not be spending. So did you only spend $50 for a quick marketing or maybe even free? Right? But you land a $5,000 client or a major uh, project, the numbers just don't add to your effort, but they show a clear multiplication. That's what God does. He multiplies, right? You plant that, episode 13, what we talked about, the faith as small as a mustard seed, and you plant that seed and we let God cook. Yes, God is a God of multiplication. So maybe I have a business journal. So maybe when you do your journal and you can have a section that says provision check. So when you see a high return, low investment expense, recognize it as the ability God multiplied and track it with gratitude to shift your numbers from neutral facts to the acts of testimony. Keeping keeping sometimes journaling helps make it stick for me. You can say, man, this was just a referral. When I get a referral and then I have a consultation with the potential for referral, they leave feeling, you know, more informed. And when they're just like, I don't want to wait, Gabrielle, I want to sign that contract. And we sign the contract, get things going. And then when I'm off that call and I'm done with the onboarding, I sit back and I said, wow, God, thank you. Because hello, right? There's many different options for bookkeeping, but then when you secure a client, to me, that's just God multiplying, right? Another recognition that we can do, recognizing his provision in our business, is documenting the unearned, looking at that journal, right? So focus on the resources and clients that feel like unearned grace, right? This is about tracking the unexpected income or clients that came through a connection you didn't work for. My little scenario I told you about referrals, when I get referrals, they're not, they haven't gone through my website, they haven't come through the podcast, it's a, hey, I heard that you were awesome through XYZ, and I am interested and excited of speaking with you. We talk, we laugh, we get to I give some solutions, and they're just like, I would like to work with you. It's That's the unexpected grace. I also work a full-time job, right? So when I get my business email and it's like someone is, you know, reaching out, one of my clients are reaching out to me and like, I have a referral coming your way. It's like, wow, okay, it's exciting, right? You get a little adrenaline rush. So right there in that moment, I'm just like, thank you, Lord, for this provision, because I was literally working my 9 to 5, and I'm getting a message that, hey, someone's reaching out, someone wants to talk, someone wants a consultation. It's amazing. So we give God that thanks as well, because that's unearned grace. We take that for granted, but we have to give God thanks for that as well. And the last provision I want to go over, guys, I talked about this before. I'm going to talk about it again. The tithe, or the giving account. Okay. So tithing, God asks for the first fruits. We talked about this before. I said to go before God, because that's between you and God. I already have how Guiding Grace Bookkeeping and I tithes to the Lord to give back. I tithe personally off my increase that Guiding Grace do, because Guiding Grace is its own entity. But also, from time to time, Guiding Grace gives. We donate. We give to others. We may sponsor, someone that needs help in somewhere. Is a donation. Is a way of giving back. Okay, so think about how you can use your business finances, your business growth after tithing, to give back, right? So you can even make a giving account or a tithing account, however you tithe, between you and God, okay? So in your bookkeeping software, ensuring your giving is always categorized first. Uh, you can make sure income comes however it goes, and you have a bucket, chart of accounts, bucket of accounting, and you put your giving or your donations. Like, I have a client that donates a lot, and I have a bucket just for the donations. So throughout the year, my client is able to see what donations they have done for the year. Bookkeeping is an act of worship that financially confirms the source of your wealth. Okay. So some clients have a tithing bucket where they do, every time something comes in, they transfer the funds there, or I book it there, or however the case they would want it done. Act of worship, however it goes between you and God, but I'm dropping a little nugget in there, right? Okay, so you are equipped to see and document God's provision. All right, so we're going to go over it one more time and real quick. One, the ability. Deuteronomy 8:18, saying that wealth comes from God. 2, documenting your unearned grace. Journal, or even if you wanted to, man, you can even make bookkeeping is your oyster. There's no streamline, whatever. If you wanted to have a little chart of account bucket that says unexpected income, because that's how you want to track your unearned grace. You want to get in the habit of making buckets. You don't have to have a whole bunch. You could do that too in your software just for you. Documenting unearned grace, being thankful to God for the unexpected client or the unexpected project. And 3, giving tithes account. However you work out your tithing with God, however you decide that your business should be donating and giving back, that is also provision. Okay? So, just want you guys to sit there and think about that for a minute. All right? So now that you can see God's provision from a different angle in your business, it's about training your eyes to look beyond the balance sheet. We've talked about the balance sheet for a bit, and to see the hand of God working through your daily efforts. So start today. Recognize the ability, track the unearned, and categorize your giving as an act of faithful recognition. Okay? All right. For my bookkeeping owners, if you're ready to take those next practical steps moving forward, from feeling chaotic to having a documented, thankful, faithful financial plan, I would like to help you build that foundation. It's a no pressure, non-commitment, $25 investment for a 30-minute one-on-one call with me. So I can address your concerns. I can give you some guidance. But if you're not ready to commit to the call, that is okay. That is okay. And that is perfectly fine. There's no pressure here. I also have a free ebook called Chaos to Cha-Ching that you can access both from the show notes. So start there and build that confidence. Or everything that you need to know about bookkeeping, I am dumping it here on this podcast. I just wanted to give that opportunity for those that are ready but don't know where to start and would like to talk one-on-one with me. All right. Till next time. As we close out today's episode of Guiding Grace Bookkeeping, I truly pray that something resonated with your heart and brought you closer to financial clarity and peace. If you felt that connection, or if a specific insight sparked something within you, please consider taking a moment to leave us a review and subscribe to wherever you listen to podcasts. Your feedback helps us grow and reach more individuals like you. And if you know someone yearning for more grace and wisdom in their finances, be a blessing and share this episode with them. Remember, walking by faith and managing with grace can transform your entire world. Until next time, stay blessed, keep shining, and let's keep those books looking beautiful.